Today we're going to make a cake. Nice and easy, we're going to make a carrot cake. I'm one of these strange people. I've kind of come to carrot cake a wee bit late. And I remember them in the shops back in the 80s and I've never really fancied it. I thought, why would you put carrots in a cake? Any roads. That aside, I like it, but I don't do the thick buttercream on the top. I'll show you my icing later. But first and foremost, this is made with oil. So it makes it really quick. Love quick things. So to start, 175 grams of oil. I make it straight into the jug because as long as the jug's big enough, it's handier for pouring. So 175 mils of oil, 3 eggs, which you just mix lightly together. Nope, making a lovely mess as normal. Slow down a bit. And to that you add some sugar. Now it's 175 grams of sugar. You can do it as you like. You can make it brown sugar, you can make it white sugar, a mixture of both. Today I'm using fructose sugar, so I'm actually only using 100 grams because it's a lot sweeter. Thank you to Zero Orkney Waste again. Out of date sugar, nothing wrong with it. Great for cakes. Again, quick mix, and then just set this aside. Grate 2 sort of medium-sized carrots. I grate them into the finest because I think that they mix in better. Orange. I've not got any oranges, so we're just using mandarins. Zest of a large orange. So we'll just quickly get some zest off of the mandarin. Keep them. Once you've actually used them, keep them, because that's how we'll make the icing later. Just ordinary water icing, only instead of using water, we'll use the juice of the orange. And if there's a wee bit of juice comes into this, it really won't matter, it just adds some flavour. Pop it to the side, and then mix the carrot juice, the carrots and the zest straight in as well. Pop them straight over and straight in. To this, Sift 175 grams of self-raising flour. Try to do this without making a mess. Be impossible, I would imagine, but we can try. On the top of that, just put a teaspoon of cinnamon. Oh, that's good. This one's not wanting to come out. I'll just guess it, but it's a teaspoon anyway. Teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of baking powder. That probably just helps with the rise because you're using orange, you know, which might just make it a little bit heavy. And if you have it, a little grate of fresh nutmeg. I'm doing it like this today because invariably my nutmeg ends in the mix. So if I do it on top of the flour, hopefully it's got nowhere to go apart from maybe pinging over onto the cameraman's eyes. But we'll try not to do that. Don't want Kenny falling out with me today. Don't want Kenny falling out with me any day, right enough. So just a bit of nutmeg, and then sift it in. Just gently. Any bits at the end. An easy mix again, because you don't want to over mix this. And that is more or less it. Now it doesn't look very nice at this stage, but that is your cake batter, your cake mix. We're going to just cut a bit of greaseproof paper. I'm going to line about an 18-inch square. I think that one's actually about 10-inch square actually, when I think about it. Just line it. Now, my advice to you would be to actually put some grease onto the dish first, which will help this to stick into the corners with it, and then just pour your mix directly on top. And trim that off in a minute. pour the mix straight in. When I said 18, I probably meant 8, didn't I? I'll get the hang of this. Should have everything written down, and then I won't make so many mistakes. Thank goodness Kenny does all the wee speech bubbles in the editing. Keep us all right. Just space it out, and that is how quickly you can create a carrot cake. This just goes into the oven, which I've already heated. 180 degrees, which will be about 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 180 degrees centigrade. Probably works out just about gas mark 4, I would think. And that goes straight into the middle of the oven, middle shelf in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. We'll come back and see how it's got on with the cooking. Okay, we're about to moment of truth, see if the cake's ready. I've only given it just about 40 minutes as my nose was starting to tell me it was ready. So if you can, just quick press, and if your fingers bounce back as well as burn, then it's ready. Out onto the top of the unit. And the advantage of having used the greaseproof paper is that you can just lift it straight out and onto a cooling tray. Just open it up and leave it to rest for maybe 10 minutes, and then come, once you know you're able to actually work with it, just flip it onto your hand, take the paper away and leave it to rest till it's cool, and then we'll make the icing. Okay, we're going to just do a very basic icing here. Now, I've just gone and checked my cupboard, and I suppose all professional chefs would always make sure they have all the ingredients that they need in their cupboard before they start. That's why I'm not a professional chef, and I just took a notion for making carrot cake today. Thankfully, we don't need too much icing sugar for this. 50 grams. Now, I would always advise, we'll start off with 50 grams. I would always advise that you sieve it, because if it's been lying in your cupboard for a wee while, it'll maybe just have gone a little bit lumpy, which this one appears to have done. So I might just need to help it on its way a little. Give it a brush in with the knuckles. Don't do this too hard. I've kind of over the years lost quite a few knuckles, like the skins of the knuckle, from doing things like this. But we're only doing, like I say, a basic icing. Butter's really expensive just now, so if you do this, obviously, then you're not needing to do things like butter or use butter. The orange that we kept, just squeeze it. Try not to have any pips, and we'll just start with one. See how much liquid we get out of it. Ultimately, you might end up having to just put a wee drop of water in, but we'll see. It's amazing how far the liquid of one orange can actually go, or one mandarin. If you're using an actual orange, it should be more than enough to do this for just about 50-60 grams of icing sugar. Oh, and whilst the cake, I got the 18 right, it wasn't inches, it was centimetres. An 18 centimetre cake tin. You need to double your recipe to begin doing it in 18 inches. Okay, let's see where we're at. We're just wanting it nice and loose. I might not win any prizes for my designs, or for this one anyway. Maybe one day we'll get round to the big Black Forest gateaus and things, and I'll show you how to do swirls and florals and what, but today we really are just doing a quick drizzle icing. Up and down. Because the cake should be sweet enough that you're just wanting to give it a little bit of a pattern. It's up to yourself. If you want to make butter icing, you know, go at it. I think it's usually about twice as much icing to butter. So obviously if you're using 50 grams of butter, then 100 grams of icing sugar would normally be the kind of rule of thumb. But for this, just nice and easy, make it a wee bit spidery. And that is how to make a very quick and easy carrot cake with orange icing topping. As always, I will put up the recipe on the video, but the recipe, you can also find the recipe for this at the orkneynews.scot. And I think we can just about leave it there. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.